You thought she was gone, didn't you? She fooled that ass, didn't she? So Nicki Minaj's little sister, no, seriously, Brittish Williams, former Basketball Wives LA season 3 cast member who was rumored to be fired because she fucked with Draya Michele. Remember, British went and bought the trademark to Mint Swim, Draya's bikini line, and then she ended up getting the boot in her big ass. Yeah, that chick, British, the girl that Draya, or Bea as I like to call her, called the chubby chick. You know, British with 2 T's. You know, the chick with the nice little clothing line. Yeah, that one. Because I happened to visit British's website, and she has some fly shit up there. I can't front. Now, the pictures were cheap and looked like they were taken on phones, but the merchandise looked good. So I give credit where credit is due. Kudos to Brittish Williams for her fly clothing line. She has some nice shit on there. I buy some thoughts, some shit like that. But anyways, basically, she's back making headlines again on social media for talking shit about Draya Michele once a fucking again. She just won't leave Bea alone. What the fuck? So here's what she had to say. She said, and I quote, "Let's just be real." Whoa, okay, Deja Loaf. Anyway, no, just kidding. She said, "Let's just be real. You have always been full of shit and you always will be. You didn't want to talk about your business because at the time, you didn't want to be embarrassed by your country bumpkin castmate being smarter than you and owning your trademark. Now you're sorry for calling someone's cancer boring. Finally, America can see how ruthless, fake, and a villain you really are. One thing about them tables, they always turn. Heart emoji, smiling emoji, hashtag Draya did, hashtag fake, hashtag undeserving, hashtag humble yourself." Basically, if you don't know what she's referencing, Draya Michele just put out this long message, and I made a long video about it, basically where she was apologizing for saying her fellow co-star Brandi Maxiell from Basketball Wives LA had a boring storyline when she spoke about her battle with cancer. And if you want to see that, just type in Draya Michele letter about Brandi Maxiell cancer or something to that effect, and the video should pop up. I posted it on my blog, posted it up on YouTube, so be sure to check that out. It was a very interesting video, very interesting comments that the beautiful Draya Michele had to dish about it. Anyways, at the end of the day, British with 2 T's, come on now, you know, I really want to like you, British. I mean, you remind me of Nicki Minaj. You know, you're a really cute chick, like your smile, and you know, I don't want to be mad or anything. It's like, I don't like it when people talk shit about Draya. And I had to just do a woosah and remind myself that British is allowed to have her own opinion. Everybody doesn't have to be a Draya stan like me. You know what I mean? So I had to just take a deep breath. British can dislike Draya as much as she wants. You know, I don't have to go in on everybody. I'm a changed man. Forget those reviews I did of season 3 of Basketball Wives LA. You know, if you typed in Meat Magazine, Basketball Wives LA season 3 reviews, recaps, and opinions, or anything like that, you know, there's a playlist and shit. And anyways, you know, you guys have to forgive me for the crazy shit that I said about the cast on the show and what I said about the show in general. I said some foul shit. But anyways, at the end of the day, Draya is infallible. Draya can do no wrong. You know, even with the cancer story thing, she didn't really mean it like that. Essentially, what she was saying was that the topic of cancer was too heavy for a ratchet reality TV show with a bunch of bitches yelling at each other. That's the way that Draya meant it in so many words. People misinterpreted what Draya said it because she worded it poorly at the time because she was speaking out of anger. She had a light skin moment. We gotta forgive that fine ass Redbone. I mean, sweet Jesus. Draya Michele is one of the prettiest girls of all time. We need to just accept her little emotional mess up where she spoke out of anger for what it is. She made a simple mistake, which she has the right to. Okay, we need to forgive the great Draya Michele, Draya the Great. Okay, but this is all my opinion. I'm a Draya stan. Of course, I'm on her side in this equation. Shout out to British because she has a nice clothing line. Shout out to Draya because she has a nice swimwear line. I would love to see you guys do something together. It would be really nice if British was selling some of Draya's swimsuits through her website. That would be dope. But we know that that's not going to happen because pretty girls can never get along. Instead of pretty girls putting their face in between each other's thighs and eating each other out, they're arguing on the internet about nothing. This is why I say great minds think like dykes. And when in doubt, eat her out. And this is why I say that women need to be fisting each other's pussies instead of fisting each other's faces. I mean, look at what Draya did to Sonny's eye. How am I going to stick my dick in that? But anyway, this is all my opinion. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more Meat Magazine.